We are constantly told to live in the now. But there's a catch. The very instant you attempt to acknowledge the present moment, it has already passed you by. It slips instantly into history. Because the present is so fleeting, time remains entirely conceptual, and that makes the future a blank slate, one that we often fill with our deepest anxieties. 50 years ago, young people looked at that blank slate differently. The future was confusing, certainly, but ambiguity meant that almost anything was possible. It left room for excitement and the belief that you could actually fulfill your own mission. Today, the internet creates the illusion of borderless time. Infinite social media feeds run endlessly, bombarding us with non-stop warnings. We are surrounded by a digital culture suggesting that systems are collapsing and that life won't support our aspirations. This fear is the result of an environment without edges. When we exist in a boundless digital ecosystem, our natural sense of time is replaced by a constant, unstructured stream of warnings that offer no horizon to ground our perspective. Since this anxiety stems from a lack of structure, we can counteract it by manually restoring those borders. We have to give time strict parameters, a set of mental coordinates where the mind can safely reside. You do this by conceptualizing a specific destination in your old age. Think of this as your serenity point. It is a mental space where your aspirations have reached fruition and you are content. Success is subjective, and it shifts. The immense wealth or status you might desire at 20 rarely matches what you desire at 80. By then, your definition of success is tempered by wisdom and physical reality. You might not have $1 billion, but you have enough to meet your needs, travel, and support your family. Anchoring your mind to this tempered destination filters out the paralyzing noise of infinite possibilities. It gives you a specific, navigable path to walk down. The psychologist Carl Jung outlined the structural blueprint for reaching this destination in his essay, The Stages of Life. Jung argued that fulfillment requires building specific internal pillars. First, we must become deeply introspective beings. And second, we must have the courage to confront our own shadow, the hidden, darker aspects of our personality. Externally, Jung required 2 more pillars. We must crystallize a definitive life mission and dedicate ourselves to it. Finally, we must physically prepare our minds for our own mortality. As we move through difficult experiences and periods of suffering, these actions weave together. They form a completed self, what is often called a personal coat of many colors. True contentment rarely happens by accident. It is the deliberate construction of an internal architecture strong enough to withstand the passage of time. If you don't build your own serenity point, modern society will aggressively build one for you. We live in an era shaped by vast marketing campaigns designed to frame your future entirely around consumption. We are fed statistics suggesting that independence equals illness, and we are told that without externally defined wealth or a perfect soulmate, we will die alone. Rarely is there any discussion about the magic of solitude. Deliberate isolation can awaken an awareness and reflection that allows for a deeper connectivity with the divine. Often, what society diagnoses as a tragic case of loneliness is actually a symptom of using an external, profit-driven frame to measure an introspective life. Once you establish your serenity point, a psychological shift takes place. You stop fighting time's endless current and start moving in tandem with it. Time ceases to be a terrifying, boundless void. It reveals itself as a merciful partner, a natural order that carefully holds all of your deepest memories and hardest-earned lessons. The writer Ralph Waldo Emerson captured this peaceful surrender perfectly. He wrote, "I know not what the future holds, but I know who holds the future." And the reality of that distant future is grounded in a principle from Mahatma Gandhi. The future depends entirely on what you do today. Finding your serenity point and exercising critical thinking allows you to function as an independent individual rather than a wage slave to a future defined by societal fear.